Hi, everybody. Just a little workshop or a little quip here on when you're constantly thinking of somebody, are they thinking of you? I've had that question so many times. We did a little workshop on it 2 years ago, and people liked it very much, and they wanted more. They wanted to see it again. So I'm redoing it again. But that is such a question. I bet in 25 years I've been asked that question so many times. And the answer is yes. Most of the time when someone is thinking of you, it can be, which this really bothers most people, it can be kindred spirits. I didn't mention that last time. When you're really kindred spirits, which doesn't mean that you can be connected or you're twin flames or anything, just kindred spirits in many ways. And you could just have a connection, a real connection that and I'm sure a lot of you, when you think about someone, they call, you hear from them within a short time, very short time. And that just shows you that even this is not even a love. A lot of times this is about an old love. A lot of times this is about someone who's been gone for a long time. And if you're thinking about them, are they thinking of you? Yes. And it would be worthwhile for you to try and reach them. Maybe it's been such a time where they've moved. If you can find a way to just email them something or send just a little message, would be very good, because then you would connect, because you obviously are still thinking of them and they're thinking of you, or else you wouldn't have that connection. And if you've had a recent breakup and you're thinking of someone, you can't get them off your mind. Are they thinking of you? Of course they are. Of course they are. And especially if it was a long time relationship and quite a while relationship, you're used to having that person in your life, and you're used to them and what they do, and they're used to you, what you do. So of course they are. And there's many times when if people weren't afraid to say, I'm sorry, or let's make this work again, if pride or ego didn't stand in the way, most of the people, when you're thinking of someone and they're thinking of you, could go back together. Somebody has to make a call, or somebody has to make, I know a lot of people don't want to make a call, so just make a little text with a little emoji in it. You can say hi, or just a friendly little emoji, see if you hear back. I would say at least 50 to 70% of the people will hear back, and maybe you can get together and talk some more. Most things like this are, not everything, but most things, I think, are because there's communication. Things aren't talked about, or things are imagined, or you're disappointed. And I'm not talking about if somebody else is in the picture. That's a totally different thing. And they can still be thinking about you because they know they miss you and they did the wrong thing. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about you miss them very much. You miss them. You ache for them. You hurt them. You have to remember, though, you're the wind beneath their wings, and they're the wind beneath your wings when you're thinking about each other, and especially if it hasn't been too long ago, although I've talked to people who feel that way when it's been 3, 4, or 5 years ago, and I've talked to people where it's been longer than that ago. It's never too late for a second chance. It's never too late to try, and if you feel it's unsolvable, you're not able to get back together, well, so be it. So that will last for you for quite a while. Now, if you remember, and I told this story before, remember back in high school when there was a couple going together, and everybody thought that was great, and all of a sudden he dropped her, and she was just crushed, heartbroken. And she would go by his house, she would call him, she would send him cards, she would try and go where he was, and nothing worked. And she did this, I'd say for 6-7 months, and all of a sudden it got old. She got no reply, no response. So then she did date someone else. And the fellow that she was with, that they broke up, found out about it. And guess what happened? All of a sudden, wow, there he was wanting her to be back, because she took the wind beneath his wings away, but she also said, I'm not doing this anymore. It's not getting me anywhere. So, remember all those things. When communication is the key to so many things, and exposure in many things is the key, and this is one of them. Exposure, if that person would see you, if you would somehow you could become visible to them, not on a one-on-one even, would work for you, would help you. But yes, and if you'd like to discuss it more, please give me a call at 800-541-6999, and I'll be glad to do a reading for you. We do have readings on special this right now too. Bye-bye.